Welcome back to this edition of Arlington Public News. I'm Hannah Perlmutter.
And I'm Paul Werlin. In tonight's newscast, we bring you a report on a new local children's center. We discuss personality types and we visit a special program that trains low-income, multilingual women to use their skills to get jobs.
And a sports spotlight from the football fields. All this and much more coming up next. Please stay with us.
On Monday, September 29th, Town Hall was the venue for a special celebration to honor a former selectman. APN attended the event and brings you this report.
Today, Arlington celebrates Selectman Charlie Lyons' many years of service. We're at Town Hall to attend the unveiling of the Charles H. Lyons Hearing Room.
Congratulations, Charlie. He comes from a great family and a great community.
I'm very proud. Well, again, we're friends. We grew up together. He's really like a brother to me. So I was pleased to play a small role in helping get this hearing room named after him because he deserves it.
Good luck, Charlie. You're not going anywhere, though. So even though they might dedicate the room in your name, you're still working.
All right, sir, you must be very proud, and congratulations on this wonderful honor. How do you feel?
Well, I'm sort of proud, nervous, and sort of overwhelmed that, the board would do something like this and the Public Memorial Committee. It's very nice. There's a lot of people that have served in Arlington that I've learned from. And so, in a way, I think this just recognizes all of us who've served together and had a lot of fun, and it's been a wonderful experience.
Charlie was the very first 18-year-old elected in the United States to public office. So when the voting age changed, he was the first one to get elected to public office. And that was when he was 18 years old, and he's been very active in politics ever since. The other thing is the honor Charlie had. He served as what was called president of the National League of Cities, which is the national organization for mayors and all elected officials below governor. And Charlie's the first selectman that was ever elected to be president of that National League of Cities.
I'm in a new chapter, and hopefully the chapter will be a long one. But the chapter I spent here was rewarding and stimulating. And that's basically all you can ask out of life, is for it to be rewarding and stimulating. So let's go on to chapter 3.
Friends and colleagues gathered to celebrate and acknowledge Charlie Lyons' many years of dedication and service. Congratulations. For Arlington Public News, I'm Akriti Jagmohan.
Ready Set Kids is a new children's center that has opened in Arlington. APN visited the center to get a closer look at the facilities and the options it offers to children and families. Hi, so we are here today with Emily Hammond, who is one of the co-founders of Ready Set Kids, which is a really cool new business in Arlington. Emily, thanks so much for inviting us here today. Can you tell us a little bit about what Ready Set Kids is?
Sure. Ready Set Kids is an enrichment center for families in Arlington and the surrounding communities. It's essentially 3 children's programming businesses and organizations under one roof. So we do everything from fitness to world language to early parenting classes and music classes and baby sign language and kids yoga and kids Spanish classes. There's a lot going on here. We knew there was a need in the community. There's not a lot of enrichment programs in this area for our age group. So we start with new moms and even before we start, we do some prenatal programs here. And then we have new mom programs all the way up to teens. And then we do some adult classes as well. But the need for really good programming for those early ages, we saw and we heard from parents, and we've been welcomed so wonderfully by the community here. They're just so excited to have their little ones learning Mandarin and French and Spanish with us, and joining all the programs here, so it's exciting. I saw this gorgeous location, and it's right off Mass Ave, right on Broadway here, and I wanted to keep it a kids business, a kids programming area, and the landlord did as well, and we've been working together on this. He helped me find the other programs that we're working with here, and so we just, from the get-go, from the minute we met, we knew that this could be a really neat kids space.
I mean, it looks pretty amazing. What classes do we have going on today?
Today we have a new additions class with the JCCs of Greater Boston. They're doing classes for second-time moms. And then we also have Zumba with your toddler with H2K Happy Healthy Kids Fitness Studio. So that Zumba with the little guys, it's the cutest thing watching them kind of shake their hips and stuff in class. And then we also have a 1- and 2-year-old Spanish class going on, which is a language immersion class. Our teachers all have wonderful backgrounds in whether it's early childhood education or fitness or early parenting. So all of them come with tons of experience. I hope that Ready Set Kids becomes a place for families to find anything they want for their kids, whether it's a place to come and take a class and then hang out with their friends and classmates afterward. I hope that it's a place where we can have all sorts of different types of programming here.
Well, we wish you the best of luck. Thank you so much for having us here.
Of course, thanks for coming.
You can find out more information about Ready Set Kids and the programs they offer at readysetkids.com.
In the United States, immigrants and minorities are disproportionately affected by poverty. One program called Found in Translation is combating this issue by helping low-income, multilingual women develop the use of their language skills to gain jobs. News producer Lauren Alejandro brings us this story.
I speak French and Haitian Creole.
My name is Patricia Valladares. I'm from El Salvador.
I'm from Bangladesh, and my languages is Bangla and Hindi.
My name is Soba Thapa, and I speak Nepali and Hindi.
I was in court, and I experienced someone getting an interpretation, a legal interpretation, and the term was assault and battery with a deadly weapon, which we don't have the exact term in our language, and instead he basically told her she had a gun. And she ended up confessing to her assault and battery by stating, no, it was a shoe. To be able to help someone that has a barrier, understanding the plight of immigration and how hard it is, the Found in Translation is giving me that opportunity.
These women are all members of Found in Translation, an organization that helps low-income bilingual women gain economic independence through their language skills. They are training to be medical interpreters, to provide voices for those that would otherwise be lost in translation. APN spoke with Maria Vertgen, founder and executive director of Found in Translation, about the program and about the multicultural community it creates.
So what we do is we recruit very talented bilingual women from low-income communities, and we put them through a job training program to become professional medical interpreters, and then we help them to get jobs in the field. We spend 12 weeks training people to become interpreters, and in 12 weeks they have a certificate. But then we spend the rest of the year, 3/4 of the year and beyond, helping our graduates get jobs. We want to help women who don't have the economic resources to be able to do this on their own.
Can you expand more on some of the successes of the program and some of the things that are challenging?
This struggle is very familiar to me. And when you immigrate, it can be pretty tough. You know, it's like having the reset button pushed on your life. And you know, you lose people, you lose places, you lose habits. But one of the biggest losses is the loss of confidence. Suddenly your degree isn't worth anything. And the things you knew how to do, suddenly that doesn't count. And this is one transformation that we see with our program participants as they come in, and suddenly they can look at their heritage and take pride in it again and not see it as an obstacle, but rather as an opportunity now, and see the doors that are open before them because they have this background.
Are there any other goals that you have for these women?
I guess the simplest way that we see success is helping women to get work, helping them to earn more per hour, more per month. They also gain things that are, I guess they gain things as a result of being a part of this multilingual, multicultural community.
This community is composed of strong, hardworking women from different parts of the world. And although they may come from drastically different cultures, they have quite a lot in common.
So many culture, language. We do have different cultures, but we all want the same things, you know.
Yeah.
The dreams are the same, and
only the saying is different.
Exactly. We say it in different languages, that's all.
Regardless of the language barriers that we have, we're all one. And it's not very, you know, this is the United States, this is the world. There's not many places where almost 8 different cultures or more are in one place and we work together.
For more information about Found in Translation or to apply, visit www.foundintranslation.org.
I'm Lauren Alejandro with Arlington Public News.
Dollar Cents is a series that examines the agencies, institutions, and mechanisms that make up our financial system. This week, the topic is the recent global financial crisis.
Hello, and welcome back to Dollar Cents, an Arlington Public News series that looks at all the systems and components that make up our financial system. I'm back again with Joe Camargo from Platinum Wealth Partners. And today, Joe, I would love to talk about the Great Recession.
A recession is a period of time in which an economy loses economic output. Or in other words, to put it in simplistic terms, it's a period of time over a period of months in which the economy sees some sustained loss in productivity, whether it's products, services, a combination of the two. It's a period where the economy contracts. Since 1948, we've gone through 11, which works out to roughly 1 every 6 years, give or take. When you're looking at a recessionary period, the technical definition is a period in which our economy shrinks for 2 consecutive quarters. If you look at the recession that we had in 2001, 2002, technically we were not in a recession. But the Bureau of Economic Research, given that it saw a prolonged period of economic contraction, and they said, look, yes, we are in a recession. The characteristics or the causes, you see a drop in demand for products. You might have a drop in labor. You might have certain geopolitical events that might take place. Yesterday, for example, there was a change within the leadership in the House of Representatives. And our markets reacted negatively to that, and there's some people that think that the economy might react negatively to that. We'll see. But then there are also some exogenous events, also of a geopolitical nature. You look at the tsunami and the earthquake that Japan went through some years ago, back in 2011, I believe. So that sort of thing can have a very profound impact on an economy, on the overall supply chain, and if it's severe enough, it can bring an economy to a standstill and tip the balance and bring it into a recession. So there are tons of different causes. This recession that we just went through was massive. This was a recession that affected every corner of the world on some level. It was not a regional event. I think a lot of us, a lot of individuals still see this recession as a U.S.-born recession, as a U.S.-only sort of event. You have parts of Europe that are still looking at a 28%, 26%, 30% unemployment rate. It was massive. Right here in the U.S., we lost almost 9 million jobs. We lost 8.7 million jobs, which is more than 4 times than that which we experienced in the recession prior to 2001 to 2002, which is very, very modest and very tame relative to this one.
We are obviously not in that place anymore. So we're in a recovery phase, or in some sort of recovery.
Confidence is clearly not at pre-recession levels, but we're well off the post-recession levels that we saw on both the corporate, on the building, on the consumer levels. So when you look at the three in aggregate and you look at the fact that maybe they're not correlated perfectly quite yet, there is a trend there, and the trend is that we're moving into an area where people are starting to feel more confident about not just spending on discretionary items, but also on the corporate sector, spending on much needed business-related activities.
Well, with that, I can say with confidence that I have, again, learned a whole boatload in this conversation with you today, and I'm hopeful and confident again that our audience has done the same. So thanks, Joe, for joining us.
Thank you for having me again.
And we look forward to seeing you again next time. And also thank you for joining us here at Dollar Cents. And we look forward to seeing you next time as well. Thank you.
FAQ Circus is a new kind of American circus company. APN attended a rehearsal and sat down with several co-founding members of the company, including Arlington High School alumna Lindsay Colbert-Olds, to find out more about the dreams and realities of creating a modern circus.
Hi, I'm Hannah Perlmutter for Arlington Public News. I am here at the Arlington Center of the Arts with the FAQ Circus, who is performing a very short but really, really cool show, so be sure to check it out.
It really is the perfect life. If you were to ask me, I'd say that show was a little bit more on, I would say, the modern traditional side. This year it's extremely contemporary, which was our mission with FAQ Circus. We really wanted to bring what we see and is in the culture of Montreal and European circuses and the European world.
It's hard to kind of sell the show and promise that we have something that's good and people don't quite know what to visualize.
We do a lot of choreography and acrobatics and stuff where we're synchronized. I think this year we definitely have to listen to each other on stage a lot more, which is really fun and exciting for all of us to do the show.
It's something different in the sense I think we all kind of have a need to kind of prove ourselves and say that we didn't do the normal college route, and it's not even a well-known art in the U.S., but there is something to circus, and it is an art, and that's kind of what we're trying to prove.
We were training in Montreal for a year, and we just wanted more training, and we wanted to keep doing what we wanted to do. And it's kind of like when you leave college and you are applying for jobs, and people are saying, that's great, but you need more experience. Well, we didn't know how else to get that, so we chose the National Circus School and found that it was the best way to get the experience we really needed.
In North America, that's the one big school, and it's one of the best schools in the world, so even if we get Europeans coming in, and there's a ton of schools in Europe. And in the US is particularly the big country that's missing a high-level circus school. There's a bunch of recreational programs that do professional programs, but it's nothing like a full school curriculum.
I guess for the future we just hope to keep growing. We want to expand contemporary circus in the United States and make it accessible so that all people of all families and everything can come and see the circus, and that the circus becomes a popular art form. So people go to the movies and they go to the theater and then they go to the circus.
If you want more information about the circus, anytime you want to see cool videos, cool photos, just go to faqcircus.com. In our next segment, news producer Brandon Prentice returns to discuss personality and character in the last installment of the 3-part series.
Hello, I'm Brandon Prentice. We all possess an unduplicatable uniqueness. It can poetically be described as an intricate web of sophistication. Psychologists often refer to this difference in the human equation as personality. But why should we care? Exactly how can we use this key to our benefit? Here to help us answer these questions are Herb Pierce and Jessica Jackson. Thank you both for coming today.
You're welcome.
So first and foremost, what does it mean to be self-actualized? And is it something we should all strive to be?
I think so. You'll feel happier, when you're more self-actualized and you feel more empowered and you have more of an ability to act on things toward what you want. Most of us have desires and needs, we feel that, and those can guide us to get the tools we need.
I think people just need to try harder in their relationships. With difficult conversations or arguments, let's say, people really need to try to get out of their own inner world, which is really hard, and try to enter the world of the other person so that they're not blaming them or trying to persuade them or anything like that. And hopefully once you can see through the eyes of the other person and get an understanding of them, and they equally get an understanding of you when you share your feelings and what you're thinking, then you can communicate better.
How has your understanding of personality affected your life in a whole?
My life is a lot better. I am so grateful I went in this direction. Making this choice to understand and study and work with personality has given me the understanding and confidence to what to expect and what's probable. So it's relaxed me a lot.
I feel like I have so many different things going on with my personality, a little bit of even opposite things. I can be this or I can be that. Sometimes it just depends. So I'm still trying to figure it out and incorporate it all into one whole.
I just appreciate this opportunity to share what my passion and love in life is. We're seeing in the world today so much conflict. It's awful. And so much of that can be alleviated with not comparing them to your world, but really, really trying to understand the world that each person lives in.
I really agree with what Herb said about understanding other people. It's hard, but it's really the best.
Let us all strive to find our inner self. If you have enjoyed this series and would like to rewatch Part 3 or any of the previous segments, you can visit our news website at news.acmi.tv. For Herb and Jessica, I'm Brandon Prentice for Arlington Public News.
And now we welcome Christy Benedictus back with his reviews of movies that you and your family can enjoy.
Hi, this is Christy Benedictus with your latest in the world of movies. I recently saw The Maze Runner, and while I had a reasonably enjoyable time watching it, I would say it's not for everyone. Some parts were very annoying, but others were quite fun. It's nowhere near as good as the Hunger Games series, which it clearly wishes to imitate, but it definitely has potential. I say see it if you like other young adult dystopian films like The Hunger Games or Divergent, but otherwise, skip it. This is the only film I've seen recently, so I thought I would talk about what to look forward to in the month of October. Gone Girl premieres this Friday, October 3rd, and this film has me very excited. You've got David Fincher directing. You've got Gillian Flynn, the author of the novel the film is based on, writing the script. You've got the stud, Ben Affleck, and you've got Rosamund Pike in her first major starring role. This film is basically tailor-made for my enjoyment. Look for my thoughts on it early next week. On October 10th, Whiplash will see a limited release, but you should definitely seek it out. Winner of the U.S. Grand Jury Prize at this year's Sundance Film Festival, the film is about a young drummer, played by Miles Teller, and his brutal teacher, played by J.K. Simmons. The movie looks to be a psychological thrill ride through the rigors of musical perfection, and I can't wait for it. Lastly, at the very end of the month, on Halloween, Nightcrawler hits theaters. Jake Gyllenhaal stars as a seedy underground reporter who starts tampering with crime scenes to get the next big story. I love me some Jake, so I can't wait to see this one. Also, during the month of October, I will be journeying into the depths of terror. I almost never watch horror films, so for your viewing pleasure, I will be subjecting myself to a plethora of scary movies suggested to me by the staff here at ACMi. I am already dreading this decision. That's all for me. I'm Christy Benedictus. See you next time.
You know, Paul, I'm pretty sure that Maze Runner was a book, and these days it just seems like all movies are based off of books. I'm actually reading Gone Girl right now, which I know is coming out this Friday.
You're reading it now? How do you like it?
It's great. It's intense.
Do you think you'll see the movie?
Yes. Big Ben Affleck fan over here.
Yeah, I think I'll see that one too. I always like to see local boy Ben Affleck.
On Saturday, September 27th, the Spy Ponders football team met the Reading Rockets on our home field and beat the visitors by a score of 46-14. Scott Zwick brings you highlights and interviews from the game in this week's Sports Spotlight.
Welcome to Arlington Public News Sports. My name's Scott Zwick. I'm alongside my partner, Rob Anthony. And Rob, today it was all Arlington as they pasted the Reading Rockets 46-14.
They sure did pace the Rockets today, Scott. It was the feel of a championship game. Both teams 2-0 coming into the game. Really the power of the Liberty Large Division, and the Ponders had their way. Scoring for the Ponders, all-Scholastic player Frank Roach had 2 touchdown runs and a pick 6 interception plus an extra point. Alec Coleman made his debut at quarterback for the Ponders, clocking in with a TD pass and a 50-yard run. Also getting in the end zone were Tom Houston, Suki Singh, and Alec Guerra with a pick 6 of his own.
Tell me about the week of practice heading up to this game.
Yeah,
what was that like?
Definitely an intense week of practice. Coach set the tone early. He knew there was not going to be any joking around this week, and they're a great team, and we had to practice like a great team to beat a great team.
My man Nick Rose. Nick, you said last week this was going to be a war. It turned out to be a war, but a one-sided one.
Yeah, it was. Our defense has just really been the backbone of our team the past few years, and we only let up 1 touchdown this game on defense with a high-powered offense. It was amazing. We just really stepped up.
Now, moving forward, this is a nice win, but obviously you want to keep it going. How do you keep something like this going?
All you have to do is look at the next game. We got one more game in front of us. Stay humble and just be ready.
Well, you certainly were ready today. Congratulations on a big win. We look forward to talking to you in the future.
Thank you.
And we're back, and I'm here with Coach Szabzinski. Coach, a big win for the program. Tell us about the week leading up to this game.
Yeah, it was definitely it was a game that the kids were fired up for. And coming after the Medford game where we played okay, we played all right, but we knew we had to play a better game and kind of change things up a little bit on offense and defense to hang with a team like Reading. We had a great week of practice. Kids got after it pretty good. To come out and play like that, it was just, like you said, program-changing game. kind of changing the course of history a little bit in the Middlesex League. So we're very, very happy with how we played.
Well, congratulations,
Thanks,
Coach,
Scotty.
on a huge win, and we look forward to doing this again
Absolutely.
soon.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Thanks a lot. All right. Take care, guys.
For Arlington Public News, this is Rob Anthony. I'm Scott Zwick. We'll see you in 2 weeks.
Wow, what an exciting game that was for the Spy Ponders, huh? Unbelievable.
I know, and as a former Spy Ponder myself, it is pretty cool to see them doing so well.
I guess they didn't do that well in the past, did they?
No.
Well, they are now, that's the main thing. Thank you for joining us this week as we present issues of interest to Arlington and surrounding communities. Check out our latest segments on the web at news.acmi.tv. And don't forget to follow us on Facebook and Twitter.
Please join us next time for another edition of Arlington Public News. I'm Hannah Perlmutter.
And I'm Paul Werlin. See you next time.